Aloha, y'all. It's Rhonda here, and it's week 3 on my first time doing an all container gardening. I'm going to start with the squirrel planted peanut. As you can see, it's actually flowering, which is amazing. It's a little teeny flower. Anyway, I did not plant this. It was empty soil that had been sitting outside after I think it was in March here in Austin. We had that surprise frost. Yeah. And the squirrel planted a peanut. Okay, here we are on week 3 with the eggplant. These are Asian longs. The bigger one actually survived the frost. All the rest of them died. And the babies coming up are new guys. And they will have to be thinned pretty soon. Alright, and so far, this is red Russian kale, which I'm hoping, especially if picked young, will taste better than the kale I've had in my life. Sorry for you kale lovers. I'm trying. This is red Russian kale, and it seems to be doing beautifully. And my lovely arugula is doing quite well. And what do we have over here? Okay, the lavender starting to wilt a little bit in the heat. A little bit. But I know if I take it inside, because my apartment is so dark, it'll just die. So I'll have it over in a corner so it's not in direct heat. And lettuce. I've never grown lettuce from seed before. So I don't know if it's going to come up or not. But in the next couple of days, I'm going to put some leeks in here. And then we have the beautiful green onions. Now with the green onions and leeks, don't think I grew those from seed. Oh no. No. I buy them from the store organically, and I use them, and I save the root part, and I regrow. I pot them, and they just keep coming back. Okay. This is ruby Swiss chard, and you see some little babies coming up. I just planted them last week, and they are starting to pop up, so we'll see how they do later. Now my loofah. I am a loofah fan. As you can see, in a week they're just going wild, and I'm sure next week they're gonna be everywhere. And I'll have to thin these out also. Now my whole thing with thinning out, I'm trying to take what I learned from having a garden and use the French intensive method, or you could just call it intensive gardening, in pots where I will get them down to 2 or 3 per pot and just keep them very well fed and see how they do. Okay, and there's my mustard. They're growing slower than I thought they would. I'm waiting for them to get just a little, few more leaves before I start thinning them out for salads and sandwiches and stuff. And this beautiful French bush beans, French bush string beans, in the next few days I have to thin them out to 2 or 3 plants. And what I'm going to try and do with these guys, I'm going to do my best to separate them into separate pots and give them away. See how that works, rather than just tossing them. I've always had a hard time with that. When you go through the thinning process, I just, when things want to live, I want to give them the most chance to live. Okay, now I have to get down for this one. These are my Romas, and they're an interesting story. Let me get closer. See, we have a tree, well, I guess one big one and a little trio of little ones. I will have to pull them pretty soon, so the other one has a chance. I don't know what that is. Okay. And it looks like a little teeny one trying to come up over here. Now the story with the Romas, because it's getting to the hot point here in Austin, Texas, where I don't know if they will flower in the middle of the heat. But anyway, I just wanted to do an experiment because I've seen it on YouTube, but you know how YouTube goes. You never know. Where you can just slice tomatoes and then put them in the soil and they'll grow. Well, that's what these guys are. So it actually works. You can actually take a very ripe tomato, cut about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch thick slices, put them in soil, and tomatoes will grow. So that really works. Now I have backup Roma seeds in case it didn't work. And they'll probably still be a backup for the fall. Okay. Excuse me. Forgive me as I get up. Yeah. All right. Always a challenge nowadays. One of the reasons why I am an apartment now and not a house. Okay. I have a strange, I guess you would call it a quandary. As you can see, okay, this apartment, everything goes around. It's not private, and you can't turn on or off the lights at night like in normal apartments. It just comes on automatically. It's on all night long, and it excuse me, and it goes off, I don't know, somewhere around 7 o'clock in the morning. Does anyone know if that's hurting the plants at all? Does it help the plants? I don't know. Seems like things do need nighttime, darkness sometimes. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you have any suggestions, if you know whether having light all the time, unless it's storming or something. But of course, if it's really storming hard and it gets really dark, guess what? Those lights come on. It's a bit annoying, but I just don't know. I was just thinking, is it okay for plants to be in 100% light all the time? Anyway, let me know. And I think I have 86 subscribers. I'm trying to get to 100. And let me tell you why. 100, I can take my domain name and actually put it to my YouTube channel. And then I can start doing more things. And y'all have to excuse me because I'm coughing because it's humid and I have really bad allergies. Even though I just took my medicine, it's still, hey, it's Austin. What can I say? And I have, bigger plans. And I'd like to know if you're interested in sharing videos of your garden on the show, or even coming on as a guest. That would be absolutely wonderful. I would like to make this as interactive as possible in the future. And I love all y'all who are watching. And thank you for staying with me with my container garden on the balcony experiment, because most of my adult life in Texas I've had real gardens. So anyway, and maybe it'll help those who also have apartment living going on. So that's what I hope. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next week for week 4. I hope. Thank you. Bye-bye.